Among his new classmates, he's drawn towards this one reserved girl with an eye patch whom he met at the hospital when he was not.
Our next category is fantasy. So,
Me?
you want me to start?
I'll start.
Alright, Janae starts.
Alright, my pick is called Made in Abyss. This one would be easy to jump on. There's only 13 episodes right now.
Yeah, and it needs to come out with more.
Still waiting for more. When did it come out? Like
that was like
5 years ago?
2018?
4 years ago?
Was it? Yeah.
4 years ago, maybe. So, it is about this, I guess, maybe dystopian world.
Yeah, that's the word of the day.
And there is this big, like, cavern, depth hole thing in their world.
Yeah.
And so basically a large part of like the workforce and like the hobby thing to do there is like to go cave diving or ruin diving, ruin exploring, that kind of thing, and to bring back these relics for money and for knowledge and information about the past and stuff.
Yeah.
So the story follows this young orphan named Rico? Rico. And basically all the kids at the orphanage have to go cave diving as like to pay their keep, I guess.
Right, but they're not like, they don't have to go that deep like some of the workers.
Yeah, so they stay on like the beginner's level of it, but it goes deep and deep and deep down.
Yeah.
So Rico, whenever it starts off, she goes and finds this robot, half robot, android cyborg
boy,
type of thing.
Yeah.
And he has special powers and such. So it's basically trying to uncover where he came from and all the mysteries that lies within this cavern.
Yeah. A lot of fantasy.
Yeah.
There's action and
mystery. There's drama, mystery.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good.
I agree. We watched that together. That was a fun one.
Yeah.
And they need a second season.
I don't know what they're waiting for. They have a couple movies, I think. We haven't watched them yet. But.
Yeah. All right, so for my fantasy pick is, I binge watched this show. It's the time I got reincarnated as a slime. And if you're new to anime, the names are going to be weird. This one had a weird name. I put it off for a few years because I had heard about it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what could that even be about? It is awesome. I would put this one for action as well, but I think it's a good fantasy one. So basically, I'll give y'all some definition here. It is an Isekai, which in Japanese that basically means, or in Japanese anime, that basically means a character from one world goes to a alternate world, usually a fantasy world, and usually it's because they died in their previous world and they're usually reincarnated. So the time I got reincarnated as a slime is an Isekai, and it's about this, I think he was like 46, 47-year-old dude who had a pretty, good life on Earth, and he dies, and he gets sent to a different world, and he becomes a slime. Because as he's dying, he's thinking about all these things that he wish he could have done with his life. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, he has this internal voice that's what is the thing? Like Jarvis for Tony Stark is basically just oh, you want it to be durable or something. Check, got it. You want it to be gain knowledge fast. Got it. And for some reason, this voice decided the most optimal form, the pinnacle of creature was a slime. And so
explain what a slime is, because they're thinking Nickelodeon slime.
Okay, so not the green slime, but literally a blue orb. A blue blob. If you've ever played Dragon Quest or
lots of video games have them.
Yeah, they're just
the easy things that you fight at the very beginning.
Exactly. So just little
They have 1
slimes.
HP.
Yeah, exactly. So the most measly character they could have ever put him as. And he just basically becomes OP, and that's the whole anime. And he's OP, but you just continue watching because you're there's no way he could get any better. and he does. So I'm still excited for more seasons to come.
Yeah, I haven't watched that.
So yeah, you need to watch that one, and y'all need to watch that one. So our next category is
I tried to skate.
horror. Horror is the next category. So I'll start.
Okay.
This is an anime that we watched recently. Came out 2021.
Yeah.
So it's called Mirkochan. And this one, I struggled trying to find a good horror anime that wasn't like Tokyo Ghoul, because even Tokyo Ghoul to me isn't scary. And then Mirko-chan isn't the scariest anime.
I think it would be scarier if it wasn't for the element of
comedy that they throw in there. They do throw a lot of comedy, but it does, like, if you're not used to, I don't know, scary animation, I guess.
Or if you're just not used to horror films. Because there are, like, scary beings in it that look like they're from a horror film.
Right, yeah. If you're not used to that would scare you.
Yeah.
I'm used to that. I like that stuff, so. This one didn't scare me as much, but this is my horror pick, and it's about...
If you were her.
If you were her, yeah, you'd be really scared. It's about this girl named Mirko, and actually, that's not her name. Sorry.
Who is Mirko? Because I was thinking it was her name.
No, I think Mirko in Japanese...
Her name's Miko.
Yeah, her name is Miko.
I don't know what Mirko-chan means.
I think Mirko means I remember.
Okay.
Mirko-chan means Mirko means to see. So it's the girl who sees.
Oh, okay.
That's what it is. I remembered. So basically it's about this girl who can see spirits and apparitions. And she can see them so vividly, and a lot of them basically go around the town saying one thing kind of related to how they died. A lot of them are really creepy, if not all of them are really creepy. And her whole goal is to not interact with them. And usually they come up and they're like, "Can you see me?" And they're right up in her face, and she has to pretend like she doesn't, because she doesn't know what they're gonna do if
they find out.
If they find out, yeah. So that's basically the entirety of the series. Is
so
just
far.
So far. There's only one season. Yeah. We really like it, but yeah, it's just her trying to come to terms with facing daily tasks as I think she's in high school girl, doing normal things, but has to deal with seeing spirits and scary things on the regular. Pretty messed up.
Yeah, it is. I would not want to be her.
No, not at all.
Alright, so my pick is called Another. It kind of has like a mystery, like you find out things as you go type of element to it. Like big surprises. So to avoid like spoil anything, I'm just going to read the synopsis. So, in class, whatever, at this high school. Don't think you'll need all the details. There's a transfer student that he comes after taking a sick leave for the first month of school. And among his new classmates, he's drawn towards this one reserved girl with an eye patch whom he met at the hospital when he was not at school. So his classmates basically say, like, don't acquaint yourself with her. He can tell there's, like, something ominous going on with the classroom. What else can I say?
That's about it.
Basically, like, there's something creepy about this classroom, and he's trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very vague, but I promise, like if
you learn something every episode,
Yeah.
so I can't be giving away stuff like that.
if we didn't make it a rule to choose a different anime, I would have chosen this one as
It's
well.
so
Because not only horror, but mystery, it keeps you hooked. It keeps you hooked, and you really want to get to the bottom of it. So that's a good pick.
You might be confused at the beginning, but it's because they're like trying to
Confuse you.
Yeah.
They're trying
basically.
to confuse
we
you
were
at the
confused
start.
the whole way, and then the last
I think
episode, we're just like...
I think the last, like, 15 minutes of the last episode...
We're like, oh, we figured it out. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's great.
And speaking of it being part of the mystery genre. We're just gonna jump right into mystery. I chose another, so don't have to explain it again.
All right.
But what is your mystery choice?
So mine is a show called Erased. It's a short one, only 12 episodes, but it is a really good mystery, like trying to figure out what happens. So giving a short synopsis, trying not to spoil anything again. So it starts...
Only first episode information.
Yeah, so it starts with this 29-year-old. He kind of feels like he hasn't been really doing much with his life. He basically is about to die in like a tragic accident, and then he suddenly goes back in time like a few minutes and prevents it from happening.
Some Final Destination
So
stuff right
he
there.
figures out he went through this phenomenon, and then a few minutes later, another tragic thing happens in his life, and he goes back again in time.
Except...
But now he's like a child, so he's gone back like 20 years, and that's where it starts. And we're trying to figure out why he went back, why the tragedy happened, all of that.
Yeah. So the mystery is just figuring out why he's now a kid and discovering what he needs to do.
Yeah, it's so good.
Janae made me watch that one,
Yeah.
and I think I didn't want to watch it.
You didn't.
I didn't, and then she just started playing it, and like halfway through the first episode, I was like,
because you want to
All
know
right,
like what
okay.
happens, and you already like come up with your theory, so you're like, let me see if I was right.
yeah,
You came up with it pretty fast. I think faster than I did, but I might have been giving away too many hints as we
maybe.
were watching it.
We're both pretty good. I think Janae's better at that than me, figuring out like a plot twist. I think
Yeah.
the only anime where one of us didn't figure it out was Another.
No, yeah, we were both
We were both
completely
just
caught off
like-
guard, and then we were mad talking about it. We were like, we should have known.
It made sense. It was right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's our mystery category.
All right, next category is sci-fi.
Yeah.
This is really hard for us because like when you look up sci-fi for anime, it's like so much mech anime,
It's a lot of mech anime.
and that's not my thing at all.
Yeah, they had Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Mm-hmm.
I do not recommend that anime. I just couldn't get into it.
Or
Sorry.
it was like saying things that I didn't really agree with were sci-fi. Like it
Wasn't-
said One Punch Man, and I was like, I guess. but I
Didn't
don't know
Dragon
what
Ball
she's
Z
on.
also
Dragon
get-
Ball Z was up there.
It's like, yeah,
it's
but-
like they have a robot in it. Okay. All right. So my pick ended up being a show called Decadence, which I think I watched last year. It's about this world. It's Earth in the future, and everyone lives within this tank fortress because Earth has been invaded by these monster creatures called Gadol. So our main character, Natsume, she has just graduated from like their training school program, and after they do that, they place you into a role. She wants to be one of like the heroes that go out and fight the Gadol, but she doesn't have an arm because she lost it in a Gadol attack when she was young. So they deny her that, and she ends up becoming like a squeegeer for like the outside of the tank machine thing. And while she's doing that, she meets this guy, older gentleman who there's something like mysterious about him. He knows something more about like where the Gadol came from and how people become heroes and get to go fight and stuff. So yeah, it's a really like confusing and like more to it mystery kind of anime too, because you're like, I thought this was just about fighting the Gadol, but it ends up being way more. It's really cool.
You know what that reminds me of? Another sci-fi anime that's it's a mech anime, Gurren Lagann.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah.
That's what when I was watching it, I was like, this is such like
Okay.
Gurren Lagann. I told you
Yeah,
that.
because I've never seen Decadence, but that sounds
But I
just
liked
like
this
Gurren
one
Lagann.
a lot more than I liked
Okay.
Gurren Lagann.
Yeah, Gurren Lagann had a weird animation style. And it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I don't think Janae finished it till the
Yeah,
end.
I didn't.
But that's cool. That's a cool pick.
Yeah.
My pick for sci-fi is another kind of big name one. This one also came out a while ago. It's Sword Art Online. And specifically the first season. I know, like, I've tried to keep up with Sword Art Online.
Yeah, there's a lot now. Well,
I got
stopped
through
at, like,
Gun Gale.
Gale.
Gun Gale is where I stopped. Alcinization, I tried and I couldn't get into it, but definitely the first season. And it's funny because the synopsis is that it's set in 2022, and it's basically it's weird. It's becoming less of sci-fi and more like nonfiction because it's about
because we have virtual reality.
yeah,
now.
it's about this virtual reality game that this kid is pretty much a boss at because he was in the beta test, and his username is Kirito. And so he basically gets into this game on day one, and he's thinking he's going to be playing this awesome open world fantasy VR game. But the creator of the game ends up trapping all the players inside the game, and they can't log out. And their whole goal is to clear all 100 levels of the game. Unfortunately, if you die in the game, you die in real life. So, there's the problem. So now they basically have to play this game and clear the levels and escape and try not to die. And it's really cool. It's not fresh in my mind because it came out 10 years ago. I was
gonna pick that too, but I was like, I literally don't remember. I'm sure I watched it when it first came out.
Yeah,
so.
But it's 25 episodes. You guys should check that one out and then go on. They have like 4 more seasons or something like that.
I know I watched the first 2.
Yeah, second season is really good. Third season, Gun Gale, is really good too. So yeah, what's the next category, Janae?
Next we got Slice of Life.
Slice of Life. And for those that are new to anime and don't know, Slice of Life is exactly what it sounds like. It gives you a slice or just a depiction of a day-to-day life of an anime character and their friends. So yeah, Slice of Life. So my pick is Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Sounds weird, I know it is. It's basically about this woman. Her name is Kobayashi, and she's basically a working woman who lives alone in Japan. And she opens her door one day to go to work, and there's a dragon staring at her. The dragon morphs into this girl. Her name is Toru. Did I get that right? I think that's right. Yeah, Toru. And Toru is a dragon from a different land. And her whole goal is to be Miss Kobayashi's maid because Kobayashi went out to the forest one day while she was drunk and removed like a sword or something from the dragon. And she just thought it was like, I'm tripping out because I'm drunk. But it was actually a dragon and it was Toru. So now the whole slice of life is that Toru helps Miss Kobayashi and she learns the ways of humans and how to cook and how to clean and how not to like destroy people with fire and so it's really cute. It's a really fun anime. And yeah, that's my slice of life. What about you?
Cool. My slice of life is called Nana. I love recommending this one because I feel like it's the most like westernized, so it's easy to palate. I guess for people that are just getting into it, because it's basically like any like sitcom you turn in of like a girl moving to the city on her own, like trying to make it in the world,
Yeah.
That's the basic storyline of it. There's actually 2 main characters, 2 girls.
They both
named Nana.
Okay.
Yes.
I didn't watch this.
One of them's a little more naive. The other one is like this rock star punk chick. And it's basically their lives, like them falling in love, them renting an apartment, trying to adult, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's cute.
Cool. And finally,
last but not least, we have shonen. So for those of y'all that are new to the anime world, shonen is a term that basically means young boy. So it's aimed, or its audience is young boys. I think they say to like 5 to 15 or something, but really it can be for anyone.
right.
And then the alternate category for that would be shoujo, which is aimed at young girls. We're not including that category because Evan doesn't watch those.
I'm not a young girl. What can I say?
But I'm a young boy.
She's a young boy.
So shoujos are more like Sailor Moon. They're usually have romance in it. They sometimes are like the magic girl animes with the transformations.
Isn't it kind of like cutesy too?
Cutesy, all that stuff.
I can only handle so much cutesy.
Not for everyone. Some good ones I like: Sailor Moon, Shugo Chara, Peach Girl.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Okay.
So for those that want to look up shoujo, those 3.
Have fun. Oh, we also forgot to say, shonen always usually have the same kind of trope of them. It's usually a young boy, like usually has some kind of powers or live in a power world, and he's trying to become the best at whatever
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's usually through the power of friendship or really hard work, he usually does become the best. And a lot of shonen, so like we wanted to pick anime that you could watch and not really have a big commitment to. It's like 12, 24
But
episodes.
most shonen have been going on for
ever.
decades.
Yeah. Like Dragon Ball Z is a shonen. That's been going on since the 80s. One Piece is 1,000 episodes plus. Naruto, which ended, but that's one of our bigger animes. So.
500 episodes. Shippuden is 500 episodes.
True, true. So, to start y'all off, these are anime, our picks that are big and they have a bunch of episodes, but you can start them off and see how you like them.
Yeah.
All right. My pick, Black Clover. I got something to say about this one. I got something to say.
People been hating on Black Clover, huh?
I used to hate on Black Clover.
Ah, that's right. I'm the one that made you
come back
rethink
to it.
Mm-hmm.
So when Black Clover started, I caught it from the beginning, and I was into it. I just didn't like the main character's voice. His name is Asta, and basically the whole story is that it's a world about magic, and there are wizards, and ruling above all of them is the Wizard King. He's the greatest magician there is. And Asta and his brother Yuno, they are both orphans. They were both dropped off at the same time, but they are not actual brothers.
To our knowledge.
To our knowledge, yet. Yuno grows up and he is a prodigy with using magic. Asta, on the other hand, does not show any signs of having magic at all. But both of their goals are to become the Wizard King, the greatest magician of all, or the greatest wizard of all.
Mm-hmm.
Keep saying magician. They're wizards. The greatest wizard of all. And so it's basically their story of going through their trials and tribulations to become the Wizard King. And I didn't like it at first because Asta was really annoying.
He's just a lot. But I feel like the main characters of shonens usually are.
They usually are. They usually cry and scream, and I guess it's...
is annoying.
Yeah, I guess it's to accentuate the struggle that they face in that internal turmoil.
But Asta screams a lot and yells a lot. He's a blockhead. Like,
he is a blockhead. Like, I think a lot of shonen
they don't
characters
really give
are
him
blockhead.
redeeming qualities at the beginning.
Yeah. Goku's a blockhead.
Yeah.
So, if you can pass through the first maybe 12 episodes, I'll give it that. If you can't get past the 12 episodes, then it might not be for you. But if you can get past the 12 episodes and get over Asta screaming, because it doesn't last forever.
Yeah.
He gets better. It's a really good shonen to watch.
I really like it.
Yeah.
It's one of my top favorites.
Yeah, Janae brought me back into it, and I'm thankful for that.
Yeah.
Because it is really good, and it's getting crazy.
I was like, I really like this. You didn't like this? This is pretty good.
So, take it away for your shonen.
All right, so my pick for shonen is My Hero Academia. Again, like, it's kind of hard to pick a shonen and not pick a popular one.
Right.
So this follows Deku. Kind of starts out the same.
Well, his real name is Izuku Midoriya. But you know.
Whatever his name is. I call him Deku.
We all do.
It's in this superhero universe. So everyone has powers, or quirks they call them.
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't have a quirk.
Because quirks develop as you age, and everybody, it's like puberty.
Yeah, so people are kind of just assuming he hasn't developed his yet.
Yeah.
So he gets picked on in class for that. He's a crybaby, but he is obsessed with superheroes. He loves to write down everything about them, and he wants to be one, become the best someday.
He wants to be like his favorite superhero, All Might. And All Might is the best superhero there is. He's like the pinnacle of greatness. He's what everybody looks to for comfort and safety. Yeah. And so that's basically where the shonen starts off. And
looking back, that's such a small part of the story. It's evolved to so much more now.
Yeah, and
basically the story is him in school and trying to become a hero.
I loved it so much. I started reading the manga because I could not wait. I'm caught up, and that thing goes crazy. But yeah, that's a really good one. That's a good one to end this series on.
Cool.
Yeah.
So y'all have a long list. Go ahead and get started.
What is that, 21?
That would be 22.
Well, another was twice. 21 shows that y'all can start right now.
Right.
Right after this video.
Yeah.
And then when you need to take a break, go to our next video, because then it'll probably be up.
All right, let us know in the comments if you have watched any of these, if you're going to watch some of these based on our recommendations.
And if y'all agree that these are
Some
good,
good picks.
or if you don't like them, let us know.
Or if you're like, that's trash, why would you ever tell
I
someone
know,
to
right?
watch that?
Yeah, let us know. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
Smash that subscribe button and hit the bell.
Yeah.
Because my mama asked me, I didn't get a notification. I'm like, you have to hit the bell.
Hit the bell.
To get the notifications.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, don't forget to like, comments.
And we will see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Later.